Yeah, so when it comes to the intersectionality between physical security and business security, it's being able to track our physical assets and understand who owns them, when have they last been tested for operability and resiliency, and then be able to tie those to our business continuity plans, our policies and controls to understand if those physical assets were to be impacted, how can we keep business functioning and running and make sure that we can kind of stop the bleed and understand from a cost perspective what's going to take to replace that asset, but also business processes. Is there going to be potential financial loss from a revenue perspective, but also an interruption of business and a regulatory impact, fines, and things like that? How can we get all that in one easy to read dashboard and get all the appropriate teams in place? Yeah, so it's important to understand where the physical assets are, but also when those physical assets are housing some of our key software and our key business processes that rely upon that software. Understanding, is there a backup software in place or an application? Who's the right application owner, the configuration owner? Understanding how we're able to create those right replacements, get the right emergency response teams in place to keep those businesses up and running. And then ultimately with those business continuity plans, with keeping them up and running, how can we then enact those tasks and corrective actions? And then once we've stopped the bleed and we've been able to keep our systems up and running, then doing a look back. Was there a control that failed? Was there a policy that wasn't in place that we can then draft up and publish out to have our end users sign off on, so that one, we're strengthening our software resiliency while also parlaying that with the physical resiliency. And then we can continually monitor that through annual risk assessments, site walkthroughs, send those questionnaires out digitally, doing walkthroughs on our cell phones, on our laptops, right? Doing these portable walkthroughs, and then tracking on a yearly cadence how our compliance is functioning and are these systems up and running effectively. Yeah, so one, understanding what is in the current environment, doing a current inventory and tracking that, and then understanding the physical assets. Where could we see intersectionality on the digital side? So if you were to have an electronic failure, what could be accessed from the physical side? What could be taken? What could be destroyed? And then conversely, if something were to be physically destroyed, what electronics and software and databases and servers are then able to be accessed and stolen by some of these threat actors, both from the physical side and then digitally, if something were to be hacked, right? And then vice versa, turned off, right? There's a lot of intersectionality between these two teams that the more visibility we can have between them, the more resiliency we can build to prevent, as well as recover and continue operations.